Where's the effect? Okay. All right. Hello. It looks like I might be live, maybe a minute earlier. But this is Michael El-Bacha. It must be Sunday's Let's Chat. Tonight, it will definitely be a dream come true. I have one of Australia's favourite personalities joining me tonight. His absolute star. He is the one and only Nathan Foley, ladies and gentlemen. And I know tonight in New South Wales, let's just say we're all going through a rough time. And please do the right thing. Nathan wants to, hello Nathan. Nathan has joined, the amazing Nathan Foley. Okay, I'm going to get him on, I think. Let's get him on first, because he's the star of the show. What an honour. Okay. On this any second now. What an honour tonight is, Nathan Foley. Oh, here he is. Oh, what a man.
Mike, how are you?
Hello, Nathan. You're looking like a star that you are.
Make sure
Can you hear me?
you can see me okay?
I can see you okay, handsome. I loving the hat, Nathan.
I've gone caveman.
Do you know what? It suits you. You look good.
I'm going for that whole lockdown look. You know, is this the lockdown look? Just don't shave, don't go out, don't do anything. I do shower though. That's one thing I do.
Very important, you know. But it does suit you. It suits you.
Thanks, mate. I think it's the longest I've actually grown it. So, yeah. But I'm just keep doing this all the time. Look like a weirdo. It's okay. see me playing with it during the interview. The beard. Yeah.
Well, Nathan, first and foremost, what an honour. It's an honour for me. It's a dream come true that you are joining me on Facebook, Insta Live. You know, I'm only just Michael El-Bacha from the block, and here I am into an absolute superstar. Like, seriously.
Absolute honour to be part of your show, buddy. Thanks for having me.
You're absolutely amazing. Look, I know there's a few people joining us. We might answer some of the questions, but I want to get right into this. I mean, this is a hard time for not just me and you, for musicians in general. How hard has it been for you being COVID? You know, what's been some of the positive stuff that's come out of this?
It is a frustrating time. Obviously, the last gig I did was actually you came to the gig. It was in April of this year. But previously to that, I kept getting cancellation after cancellation. But honestly, it hasn't been really that normal for not only just myself, but a lot of entertainers out there since probably March, April last year. So it has been kind of a devastating time for the entertainment industry, where something that we've been doing for so many years, to be told you can't do it, or this is a cancellation thing, you can't sing, you can't dance, you can't do any of these things. I think that took a toll on a lot of us. I mean, some of us changed the industry. They left the industry to pursue other things. Some suffered from depression, and a lot of us, you know, tried to make the best of a worse situation. I mean, I think the downfall for this, for me, is that it's something that I've been doing for 31 years, since I was a kid. And this is the first time ever that I've been told that I can't do what my passion or my love is. So that's been the downfall of that. I guess the positive for me is that I've been able to spend more time with my family. My little bloke was born December 19th, 2019, so I've got to see him grow every day. So that's been great. But of recently, the recent COVID lockdown, I haven't been able to see my parents. That's been really, really hard, and they only live 40 minutes from my house. But because they're outside of the 5 or 10 kilometre radius, what it used to be, we can't see anybody. So that really sucks. But as I said, like, you just got to try and make the most of a worse situation. And as you said at the beginning of the show, you said that make sure people do the right thing. Well, people are not doing the right thing. Majority are, but there is that minimal amount of people that are doing stupid things, like these bloody riots yesterday, or these people going out. And Melbourne was worse, but getting out there and just, do they not understand this is going to continue on the lockdown? This is going to actually extend what we've already achieved. You know what I mean? It's just a selfish act. I mean, we're all here together. There's no one in a worse situation. We're all here locked down. We can't do anything about it. But as a whole, if we get together as one and say, hey, these are the rules, this is what we're going to do, and try and get out of this as quick as we can, then that's what we've got to do. Hey guys, there's people. I haven't really been.
Yeah.
Hey D. So, yes,
Yeah, I'm happy for you to answer any of the questions.
a long time. I forgot that people can write. Hi everyone, how you doing?
The one and only Nathan. I'm going to take you just back quickly because I've been doing some research. I mean, again, an honor to have you on the show. Doing this research has just showed me what a special moment this is for me. You were only 10 years old when you entertained 14,000 guests at a school spectacular. 10 years old. And the article read, after the year performed, you're a child prodigy that had a stage presence that belied his ears. I mean, that's a strong statement. Yeah. And I think I recall that you sang a song called From a Distance.
It's funny about time, and obviously it goes very quick. To me, you mentioning something back when I was 10 years old feels like yesterday to me. And reading it back to me now blows my mind, because I said, well, gee, yeah, it was. I was only 10, it was 14,000 people, Sydney Entertainment Centre, the Coca-Cola School Spectacular. But I got to do that for 7 years, which was awesome. But it was really a great stepping stone to get out there and do what I wanted to do. And saying that, Mike, I only wanted to sing because I loved to sing. I never did it for any other reason. So to have that opportunity back then was great. It was something that I'll forever hold in my memories.
And I believe you got the break when you were at a talent quest in Roselands. Someone saw you there?
Yeah, one of the producers of the School Spectacular, because obviously back then it was a lot different. We didn't have social media. We didn't have anything like we do today. It was all word of mouth. So you were only as good as your last performance. So I actually entered a vocal contest at Roseland Shopping Centre. I think I was 10 at the time, and one of the producers of the Coca-Cola School Spectacular saw me in that, approached my mum, and obviously at that time we were living on the Central Coast, and we didn't know, we'd never heard of it, had no idea what the show was all about. So they said, look, we'd love you to come down and sing for the director of the show. And mum drove me down, all the way down to Sydney, and I sang. I was 10 years old, and yeah, next thing I knew, it was 14,000 people in front of me singing with this 80-piece orchestra. And it was just mind-blowing. But then obviously in the industry back then, it was word of mouth. One thing led to another, and I kept getting work and juggling my schoolwork as well as the entertainment life as well. But I wouldn't swap it for anything. And that's why I guess it's hurting a lot of us entertainers right now, because back then we had the freedom, we could do what we want, but not being able to do it right now. You know, my biggest outing of late was putting the bins out.
I love you.
Right.
Just think like that.
Yeah, it was great. I had a great time. I didn't dress up. Did you see that movement? People dressing up in different clothes, going out, putting their garbage bins out?
All dressed up, nowhere to go, just with the garbage outside.
I know. So that was the highlight of my life. You know, it's when I go out, or either that or Aldi. But at the moment, this is great. I get to have a chat.
Oh my God, yeah, an honour. To chat. This is the only time I'll be able to get someone like you, Nathan, is just right at these times, you know? Yeah,
absolutely.
At home. Absolutely. I'm grateful forever and thankful for that. Someone mentioned catchy music. What's your advice for young kids?
Yeah. Music industry?
Yeah.
Do it for the right reasons. I don't want to name names out there, but there's a lot of reality shows and things out there that try to promote the industry, or the way you should get into it is the first thing that is most important is fame and fortune. That's not important. The most important thing is whether you have a passion for what you do, whether you have a talent for what you do, and whether you love what you do. Everything else is just icing on the cake. It really is. You really need to go out there and do it for love, because in the industry, there's ups and downs. You're not always, anybody can be famous. I've always said anybody can be famous. You can be a bloody axe murderer down the road, end up on the front page news. It's whether you have a passion for your work is success. So anyone that's trying to start out, do it for love, work your butt off, get out there, see as many people, do as many gigs as you possibly can. Doesn't matter how small, how large. I've done gigs that are to 5 people, right up to 100,000 people. You know, it's just, it doesn't matter. People are people. And even if you move that one person and make a difference, that is all that matters. Fame doesn't matter. Fortune doesn't matter. It's whether you love what you can do. And if you can stay in a job for the rest of your life that you love to do, that is absolute winning.
Amen to that. There you go, guys. Wise words from a wise man. And Nathan, I just want to mention here too, this is quite some facts that I got by my research. Human Nature once were backing singers for you.
Yeah. Gala concert back in, geez, I was turning 13 at the time. Did a song called Everything Old Is New Again, and I actually had Human Nature behind me, and also Connie Mitchell from Sneaky Sound System. She was also backing me. It was about 10 of them in the back. So it was, I've still got the footage actually. I think it was on my YouTube channel at one stage. I'll have to put that up again. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Good times. I've known the boys for such a long time now because they went through the School Spectacular as well, including myself and the Talent Development Project. But yeah, I've known them for many, many years.
And then you also attended Newtown High School of the Performing Arts.
Yeah. I had an interesting experience in high school, well, my earlier years anyway, obviously, because I was living on the Central Coast for about 3 years, and then until I moved back up here again 17 years ago. But I went to a couple of schools that didn't really understand that a male could get out there and sing and dance. Apparently that was uncool. And obviously Australia is such a big sporting country, and it goes to show you even recently that all the events and the sporting events are still maintaining, you know, their business and open, but all the theatres are getting shut down. That's another thing that bugs me. But, you know, just getting out there and doing what we love to do is just I can't do it at the moment. I've lost my track of thought, actually. What were we talking about? I'll go on my tangent.
About the high school, about the school of Newtown.
High school. So I had a lot of dealings with a lot of the students back then because they didn't understand what I did. You know, I was taunted and picked on and bullied because of the passion that I had for music. So I went to a couple of schools that didn't work out for me. So I ended up going to Newtown Performing Arts High School, and it's full of individuality. People were accepted for who they were, what they wanted to do. They dressed the way they wanted to dress. And it gave me an opportunity to be able to focus on my studies. So I love Newtown. I was there from year 8 to year 12. And there's a lot of people that have actually gone through that. I was actually watching The 100, the TV show The 100 the other day. And there was an actor, an Australian actress that actually went to Newtown Performing Arts High School as well. So there's a lot of success stories out of that school. And I think it was a great opportunity to be able to focus on my schoolwork as well as be able to carry on with my passions.
And you were actually one of the main soloists in your in school for 11 years. I think you were one of the main performers. Is that correct, with School Spectacular?
The School Spectacular? Yeah, 7 years. 7 years. So it's only for public school kids. Newtown Performing Arts was a selective school, but it was also a public school at the same time. So I went to Tukley Primary School, and then I went from there to another high school on the coast, and then went to Newtown Performing Arts. But I was a part of the School Spectacular for 7 years as a featured vocalist, and great fun. They challenged me though. They made me do a lot of different and dress up in and challenge my vocals, and obviously that gave me a great platform to broaden the spectrum of the music that I love and also perform as well. And that's another thing that I'll tell the young whippersnipper, the young whippersnipper. Yeah. One thing I'll tell you is don't be narrow-minded with your material. Learn everything, different styles, different genres, different eras. Do everything. The more that you do, and this is the Australian way. This is why a lot of the Americans over there, they love Australians, because we are open-minded to getting out there and learning different things and saying, yep, I can do that. Yep, I can do this. So learn everything and anything. Vocals, get out there, try piano, try guitar, try acting, try anything you can. The more knowledge you have, the more work will open up for you.
So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, be Nathan Foley. There's only one Nathan Foley. He's on tonight.
So be yourself. Everyone's different.
I'm about to say be yourself, but When I say that, I mean you do everything. You know, you can dance. You're a TV presenter. You can sing. Mate. You can play all kinds of genres. I can put you in front of a band. You can become one of those amazing performers. I've seen you entertain. I've seen you cabaret. I mean, this is what we're talking about. I mean, you're absolutely amazing. And when I say that, when I recently saw you, I'm going to have to take this back now to Penrith Panthers. You blew me away, mate. Your energy was just on another scale. I mean, where do you draw your inspiration from when you're performing? What goes through your mind?
Many. I have so many. I mean, there's inspirational entertainers and there's inspirational vocalists. I've tended to find a lot of people now, they concentrate on their voice, but they don't focus on the entertainment value of it all. Like, anyone can get up and sing a song or have a great voice, but I've seen a lot that don't entertain. They can't entertain. They can't connect with an audience. They can't connect with even one person in the crowd. It comes down to believing the lyrics that you're singing. It comes down to the song choices. But honestly, I have so many inspirations. I mean, in the early stages, the first band that I actually ever heard when I was 5 years old, which made me want to become a singer, I was 5, was the Jackson 5. They were the first group, the first voices I ever heard. And I went, I want to do that. I was a kid, but I wanted to do that. And obviously I graduated and listened to other artists like John Farnham and Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway. I listened to a lot of 80s rock songs. You know, there's big power like Foreigner and all these amazing big bands. And as entertainers, I sort of drew on inspirations from people from the past, like Sammy Davis Jr., guys like that, you know, people that can hold an audience in the palm of their hand. And they didn't have to, they just walk out and the audience be like captivated, you know. So I watched a lot of those artists of that era as well, just to learn, you know, not copy, but learn, just to see what they did, what was their secret to getting out there and performing. As I've always said, like, it is very important. Vocals very important, but to entertain is equally or even more so important when it comes to being on stage.
You've definitely entertained, mate. I can tell you now. I've got these flashbacks that come on my mind. You jumping off stage, mate, just doing these moves. Love it, love it, love it. Never change.
In the last few weeks, I've put on the COVID kilos, and you know, you just go, you open up the cupboard and go, yeah, I'll have some of that chocolate cake tonight. But I actually, before this previous lockdown, I was going to the gym every day. I was trying to work out, because, you know, obviously healthy mind, healthy body, trying to get out there and you know, just be active. But then this current lockdown, it's like, all right, I'm home. Yeah, I feel like some junk food. Let's order some pizza. You know, you have your moments. You know, you got to do everything in moderation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna take you back to when you're 18 years old. Many people grew up with you. They will know you from a particular band called the High Five. You're the original band member. You remember High Five?
Yeah.
The High Five. Who can't forget High Five?
I know. You say that, I actually just posted something up on my Instagram a couple of days ago. I was actually, because when you're home, it obviously gives you time to do everything. So I've been going through old albums and old folders, and I came across this album in the early stages back in 1998 when we auditioned and started recording. So I found all these old photos. I posted them up. They've never been seen before, but I had quite an amazing reaction from that. But it still blows me away, because obviously I was a kid myself when I was doing it. So the fame thing was never something that was in my mind. It was just going out there and working hard and being good at my craft, or trying to be good at my craft. So when I get the reaction from people out there that still watch it, or they've passed it on to their children, because obviously that demographic now that started watching would be in their early to mid-20s now, which makes me feel really old when I'm not old, but I was a kid when I was doing the show. So just to have that reaction still from people and the love for that show blows me away. Honestly, when I was doing it, I had no idea how big it really was until I actually left and got the reaction. Oh, wow. People even 20 years down the track saying, oh my God, that's my favorite show. I loved that back in the day. I grew up with you, or you raised me on TV. I'm like, wow, okay, that's incredible. And it blows my mind.
So you won accolades, you've won Logie Awards, you've won ARIA Awards, you've won Mo Awards. I mean, seriously, what do you do with all these awards? Where are they? Uh,
Or did you say, where are they?
yeah, what do you do with them? Where
Oh,
are they? I mean,
they're in a cabinet. You know, they're there. They can be seen. They can be seen. Um, Awards are fantastic, you know, but I guess the biggest reward for me is getting that instant sort of reaction from a crowd. You know, people can win massive awards. It doesn't always mean that they're better than somebody else. It really doesn't. It just, to me, that it's a great accolade. It's something it's you know, to be proud of. But I think the biggest reward I get is just longevity within the industry. Also, just being able to get up on stage and be able to move a crowd, you know, entertain them, to be able to walk out after a show and have someone come up to you and say, "Hey, that was great. I loved what you did." Blah 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 blah. That's the biggest reward ever.
someone said literally raised on high five, still know all of the songs. There you go. And then looking back, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Still know all the songs. Well, I'm glad you do. I can't remember all of them. I don't. Looking back, what did you like about your high five journey? Well, I said to my mum once after it all finished up, a lot of it was a blur to me because we were working hard. It wasn't just a half-hour show a day. We were filming for, geez, 6 months, 5 months of the year filming, and then we were touring for about 7 months of the year. So we're doing 3 1.5 hour shows a day, 6 days a week, live around the world. Like, we're touring the UK, we're touring Australia, we're touring Asia. And then we go and film. We're doing 16 to 17 hours a day in the studio, 5 days a week, 6 days a week nearly. So it was a big time. Obviously, I was 18 at the time, but you know, all that hard work, you know, was something that we did. You know, we didn't think about it back then. You know, but in answer to your question, the best, what I loved about the journey is that behind the scenes stuff. I mean, we went and visited kids in children's hospitals. We have many sad stories and things, but one in particular, we went to visit this little girl, and she was in hospital. I think she had liver cancer. Anyway, this little girl hadn't smiled in 2 years, and we walked in, and her mother was sitting right next to the bed of this little girl. And we walked in. I think she was probably about 4 years old. We walked in, and this little girl smiled. The biggest smile I'd ever seen, and her mother broke down. She just started crying. And we walked out of there. We were all just so upset about this, but happy at the same time, because we moved somebody. We moved this little girl. She hadn't smiled in 2 years. And that gave me new perspective on another level of why we were doing what we were doing. Not only just doing the kids show, but obviously even after I left, just doing what I do. If you can move that one person or make a difference in someone's life, that is everything. You know, so just to make that little girl smile, and obviously have her mum to see that as well, that was deeply moving, and that gave new perspective on part of the journey of doing that show as well.
Oh, you're giving me goosebumps. Beautiful. Absolutely love you, mister. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. There's a lot of beautiful feedback on that. I still watch High Five. Really love, but my favorite, Wish Upon a Star episodes. Does that bring back memories for you?
Yeah. It's a long time ago. I mean, I go and watch certain things. Yeah, I remember that one. But honestly, there was like 1,000 songs per week that we had to learn. So it was kind of a bit of a blur at times.
Well, you know what? Let's just move on. I want to say there's so much to talk about tonight. You're such a superstar. You know that. You've worked on cruise ships, entertained all over the world. In 2016, you became the first ever Australian to be nominated for Entertainer of the Year on the Princess cruise ship. Congratulations. And you won it in 2018. Congratulations.
Yeah,
I mean,
2016, I think it was.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of ran into the whole cruise line industry because I got asked to go on there and just do, because I was never a resident on there. I was a guest. So I had the opportunity for 8 or 9, close to 10 years to travel the world and just get up with a big 7-piece band and be able to rock out with my own show. and it was fantastic. I got to travel to the United States, the Caribbean, the UK, Europe, all around Australia. I actually did more touring doing the ships than I did with High Five. But it also made me get in touch with my other passion, which is photography. You see a couple of my photos there. But yeah, I got out there and I did that. I've done 4 photography books, other than obviously my entertainment life. But I got an opportunity to get off and walk around and take photos of people, street photos, also landscapes. And it was just another passion that I had. So I was juggling the entertainment world as well as the photography world as well. So just something else that I love to do. But yeah, the ships are amazing. Obviously, that's slowed down now, and we can't really travel anywhere outside the 5-kilometer radius. But spins out. But you know, it's yeah, I do miss the ships a little bit, but it's been a good time for me to be home and spend more time with my family as well, and that's just as important to me, or even more so.
And I just want to go back to the award that you won there. It's Fan of the Year, first Australian, right? Right. The thing is, it's been judged by Yanks, 4,000 of them, I believe.
Yeah,
and that's because,
an international award, and I think there's over 2,500 entertainers that are up for it. And I had no idea of what it was. I never heard of it. At that time, I was doing a few shows here and there on the ships, and I got a phone call from a gentleman in the States. He was the head booker for Princess Cruises, and he says, "Look, I just want you to let you know that you've been nominated for Princess Cruises Entertainer of the Year." I'm like, "Fantastic! What's that?" He started laughing. He explained it to me. He says, "Well, what's going to happen is that you're going to fly into the United States. We're going to get you to your show, and we're going to judge you on your show. But the audience is going to judge you." I'm like, "The audience? Okay, cool." They said, "I'm up against a Canadian and an American, I think at that time." So they said, "You can take one person with you." So I took my mum. Took my mum over. And
hi, Julia. We love you, Julia. Really?
had a trip on, I think we sailed out of Houston, Texas, and went around the Caribbean. I did shows, and at the end they called out numbers, and apparently the votes came in from, you know, a few thousand people on the ship that I was the winner, first Australian ever. So that opened up even more doors to get out there and do what I wanted to do, and I got to pick where I wanted to go in the world. They said, "Where do you want to cruise this time?" I went, "Greece, Italy, I'll go." So they sent me to all these places, just getting to do doing my shows. But it was a great learning curve to improve my shows, try out new music, work with, you know, several different bands, and yeah, was great opportunity. Love your song, She.
The She Devil song. Here you go. This is the your debut single from your
Not,
album.
not High Five. What?
This one says love your She Devil song.
Thank you. Yeah, another story. That's another story. I was supposed to be in New Zealand right now, finishing off my album, and that all closed down. I was supposed to fly out on the 16th, but this is the second time this has happened. I was supposed to finish because I've done the first 3 singles of my up and coming new album, 2 of which have been released, She Devil and Hurricane. So I was about to fly out to New Zealand, and then the lockdown happened in Australia. So they said, "Okay, no worries. What we'll do is we'll do a video conference. So we'll have the band, they're over in New Zealand. We'll just start recording the band, and we'll get this high audio equipment where you can just stand in and you can just watch, and then we'll get you to do the vocals later." Well, the day before I was supposed to go to New Zealand locked down. All of New Zealand, level 4 lockdown. So I'm like, great, okay, the album is going to be prolonged again. So it's yeah, it's just one of the waiting games. But I've written all the songs. That's the other thing I've been doing, is writing my butt off since I've been home, and I love it. I love songwriting. I started back, when I was 10. Actually went into a songwriting competition when I was 10 as well, and ended up Darling Harbour, getting to perform it in Darling Harbour back in the day. But I had a bit of a break from it, but then obviously when I had the opportunity to do my album, I've just been writing my butt off again. So all the songs are written, ready to finish recording, but just waiting for everything to get back to normal.
Wow, there you go. I mean, She Devil and Hurricane, amazing singles, by the way. I cannot wait for the album, and I'm sorry about this lockdown. I'm sure we'll get there soon enough. Someone's asked, would you be performing stream? My management, Catch Your Music. Have you thought of doing a live stream performance over lockdown?
I have actually. I've got to look into that. Obviously, I've never done that before, so I will look into that. That was an idea that I wanted to put together while I'm in my cave at the moment, the man cave. So maybe I can get it all done. But good idea.
There you go. There you go. And with your new album, what can your fans expect? What can we expect? I mean, we've heard She Devil and Hurricane. Amazing tracks. I mean,
sorry, Mike, I didn't hear that last part, mate. I was talking over you. How rude of me.
It's okay. Sorry, I'm talking over you. I should let you talk. You're the star. But what could your fans expect with the new album, the new material?
I tend to draw on inspirations from all different eras. The biggest albums that I've got them actually over there, and I've got a lot of vinyls as well, actually, old school. But I look to albums like Michael Jackson's Thriller, Prince, Purple Rain, albums like that stood the test of time. But not only that, the most important thing that I got out of that is that every single song was so different, all different kind of styles. They weren't just sticking to one style. I tend to find a lot of albums are all the same. Every single song is the same. I listen to songs on Spotify and the radio, I'm going, that sounds exactly the same as the other artists that just released the same song. I wanted to write songs that were melodically strong, lyrically strong, but also had the realness of having a live band as well as a little bit of programming as well. Like I really wanted to do something that, She Devil, I was listening to a lot of In Excess when I wrote that, but I wanted to do like a soulful take on an In Excess song. So that's how that one came about. Hurricane, different remnants. It's got a bit of like Joe Cocker mixed with Stevie Wonder, mixed with all this different sort of, a bit of rock influence as well. So I think the album is called Hurricane. It's what the album's going to be called. And it's definitely a hurricane beginning to end. There's different genres from soul, blues, R&B, rock, dance. It's going to be a mixture of stuff because everyone's different at the end of the day. Not everyone's going to love the same music. Not everyone's going to love the same song. So I kind of wanted to, with this album, accommodate to people's different feels and loves of music, different needs. So hopefully it's got something for everyone on there, and I can't wait. Honestly, I cannot wait to share it with you guys.
We cannot wait either. Someone says, too many songs these days sound the same. She Devil was something different. There you go.
And look, it's a hard slog. Like it really is. Like it is a hard road to take when you want to be different. There's only that select few that come out that make it big from going against the grain and doing something different. So you just need that lucky break. There's a few artists out there that have done it and, come out thriving at the end of the day. But obviously, as I said earlier in the conversation, fame and fortune is not my drive. Getting out there and doing what I love is my drive. So I'm just going to write music that I feel, write music that I love, and hopefully, people out there will love it too.
I'm sure they will love it. And I can't wait for you to perform it as well because you're I'll be there, I promise you. And the last time I saw you perform, Mister, you performed at Claire's Kitchen.
Yeah. And I was supposed to go back in August and I got postponed. I'm like, no.
And I think I came out from behind the curtains and I think I pinched your ass. Did I do that?
Yeah. And who's this bloke?
was that why I didn't really pinch your ass? It was a complete.
It was innocent. It's okay.
But you were amazing, by the way, that night. Amazing, touched me. You did it. I remember you did a version of Michael Jackson's song, which you made your own.
Oh, Billie Jean.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Remember that?
Awesome. Take it away, Nathan. We've got like 7 minutes.
Do Billie Jean? I don't know.
Whatever you like to do.
Where did that come from?
It's an honor. You take it away, man. We've got 7 minutes.
I have quite a while. The vocals might not even bloody come out. Here we go. Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turn up the color of my favorite coat, this wind's blowing in my eyes. See the kids on the street, they're not enough to eat. Who am I to mind pretending not to see their needs? A son's disregard, somebody's broken heart, and a woman's soul. They follow each other on when you know, 'cause they got no place to go. That's why I want to know. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. I've been a victim of this selfish kind of love. That's why I realize there are some of your bones that are looking too low. Could be me pretending that I don't know. A willow deep sky, somebody's broken heart, and a woman's soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know. They got no place to go. That's why I want you to know. I'm stopping with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. I'm stopping with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Make a change.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
For a while.
Get a drink of water. You were awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Throw it in. As I said, I got here.
What an absolute star. Like, it's beautiful. That was amazing. Someone said you have never met. Would you? Who is a celebrity? This is Rose. Hello, Ruby Rose Management. Who is celebrating? Which celebrity would you like to meet that you have never met? And who's your favorite celebrity you have previously met? That's a good question.
Who's the biggest celebrity that I've previously met, and who would I want to meet?
Besides Michael El-Bacha.
We've met. That's a hard one. It's a definite hard. I think. Okay, well, I'll start off with who I guess the nicest person. Well, there's a few nice people that I've actually met in the industry. There's a few that I've met that aren't that nice, which I will name unmentioned. Egotistical people, not in my life. Thank you very much. Don't like those kind of people. So, I guess the nicest person would have to be Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
gentleman. Yeah.
Amazing. I met him when he was filming the movie Australia, and he pretty much was scooting around Fox Studios, and we're in one studio, he was in another. and he came by and he goes, "Nathan, how are you, mate?" He said, "Oh, mate, I'm a massive fan." He says, do you mind if I could come in with Baz Luhrmann later on and catch you do some filming and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure that can be arranged. No worries." He says, "Oh, what have you got there?" And I had a thick, because we used to like massive scripts per week. So he grabbed the script and he says, "Oh man, this is hard stuff." He says, "You have to learn all this." I went, "Yeah, we do." "Wow, man." He said, "Take my hat off to you, buddy." He says, "It's great." He says, "But look, I'd love to bring my kids in, love to bring my wife and Baz in, get it organised." I said, "Yeah, no worries." And anyway, he scooted off his little electric scooter, and I hear baby in the background.
That's your handsome boy.
Yeah. Bed. You saying good night, buddy? Anyway, so amazing guy. We met him. We got photos. We met Baz, his family, and yeah, really, really lovely. The other guy, I don't know if you know him. He was the president in the TV show 24. Dennis Haysbert.
Vaguely, no, I don't know him.
Lovely, lovely man. So humble, and that's what I love. I love meeting humble, beautiful, down-to-earth people that have had massive success but never let it affect them. You know, I mean, they're the truth. That you mentioned star before. I've never saw any. I don't believe in the whole star thing. I believe in hard workers, and I believe in people doing what they love as a passion. So, those two guys, absolutely lovely. In answer to your question, who I'd like to meet. A couple of people, actually. Obviously, I'd love to meet Stevie Wonder. Obviously, he would never be able to see me, but I love to be able to see Stevie Wonder and sit at a piano and sing with him one day. That would be amazing. And a random one, which probably all the people out there would not know unless you're in that generation, but Sidney Poitier. He's an actor, amazing actor from his decades, many decades. But I think he'd be a really interesting man to sit down and have a conversation with. So that'd be my top two. At this stage.
Don't get much interesting than Mr. Nathan Foley, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's been an absolute honor. It's been 41 minutes, so we need to save this. So I'm going to have to give you the last words. As I said, it's an honor, Mr. Foley, that you're joining me tonight on this chat with Michael El-Bacha on Sunday, 6 o'clock.
Is that it? We only started.
I know. I haven't even started, and it's 41 minutes we've been chatting for, so I need to save this. But I'm going to give you one last question. Is there anything you'd like to say out there to your fans, to people in general?
Love you guys. Hopefully we can get back to some normality soon and come and see my shows. My latest singles are on Spotify and iTunes at the moment, She Devil and Hurricane. Keep an eye out for my album. Honestly, cannot wait to get out there again and do something real. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. By looking after yourselves, you look after your family as well. Go and get yourself vaccinated. Go and stay home. Be safe. And yeah, just look after yourselves. That's all I've got to say. And thank you so much for the ongoing support after all these years.
Well, you deserve it, mister. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me on.
Thanks, Mike.
Cheers, buddy. And I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.